This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Monday the 30th of April 2012. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, more sightings of Nibiru reported and what the establishment is planning to say when this massive object is seen globally. And has the date of Nibiru's arrival been given in an alien crop circle? Plus, the coming world conflict that will break out very soon. But first, into this week's news. What I believe is the world's biggest false flag event ever to take place on this planet of ours. The United States, Russia and China, I believe, have all agreed to create a devastating global conflict that will shortly be triggered in the Middle East. The reason this event is going to be staged is a distraction for the imminent arrival of Nibiru. April 10th, 2012, Russia is massing troops on Iran's northern border, waiting for a Western attack. The Russian military anticipates that an attack will occur on Iran by the summer, and has developed an action plan to move Russian troops through neighbouring Georgia and to be staged in Armenia, which borders on the Islamic Republic. According to informed Russian sources, Russia's Security Council head Viktor Ozerov said that Russia's General Military Headquarters has prepared an action plan in the event of an attack on Iran. Dmitry Rogozin, who recently was the Russian ambassador to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, warned against an attack on Iran. Iran is our neighbour, Rogozin said. If Iran's involved in any military action, it's a direct threat to our security. Rogozin now is the Deputy Prime Minister and is regarded as anti-Western. He oversees Russia's defence section. Russian defence sources say that the Russian military doesn't believe that Israel has sufficient military assets to defeat Iranian defences, and furthermore believes that US military action will be necessary. The implications of preparing to move Russian troops not only is to protect its own vital interests, but possibly to assist Iran in the event of such an attack. Sources added that a Russian military build-up in the region could result in the Russian military potentially engaging Israel forces as well as the US forces, or both. For the full transcript link, go to my website endtimes23.com. This info originates from the following website, www.thetruthseeker.co.uk. 4th of April 2012, top secret US spy satellite blasts off amid mystery of what it will do, and why did the US black out footage of the launch? The United States cut off broadcast 3 minutes after its launch. A secret satellite payload thought to be high-tech replacement for current radar satellites. Experts think the new eye in the sky can see through clouds at night. The rocket carrying a top-secret payload blasted off from Californian coast yesterday. The Delta 1V rocket lifted off from the Vandenberg Air Force Base, about 130 miles northwest of Los Angeles. The rocket contains some form of spy technology, thought to be a high-tech replacement for America's aging fleet of radar satellites. It's not clear what capability the new generation might be armed with. The full transcript link is available from my website endtimes23.com, and this info originates from www.dailymail.co.uk. April the 17th, 2012. The Ring of Fire is roaring to life, and there will be earthquakes of historic importance on the west coast of the United States. Does it seem to you that there's been an unusual amount of seismic activity around the world lately? Well, it isn't just your imagination. The Ring of Fire is roaring to life, and that is really bad news for the west coast of the United States. Approximately 90% of all earthquakes and approximately 75% of all volcanic eruptions occur along the Ring of Fire. Consider the fact that the entire west coast of the United States lies along the Ring of Fire. You should be very concerned that the Ring of Fire is becoming more active. The full transcript link is on my website, and this information originates from the following website, www.thetruthseeker.co.uk. Rumours that a new top-secret bunker was being built at the White House with an elaborate system of underground tunnels. It seems the news has finally hit the mainstream media. Ronald Kessler, the chief Washington correspondent for Newsmax, went on Fox News and said that he has confirmed that the White House is building a huge underground top-secret bunker, as reported on the following website, http://offthegridsurvival.com. Now for some news in brief. March the 30th, 2012. Warnings from Congress. Martial law now is in the USA. With all that is going on in Washington these days, some things don't make news, as they should. 14 days ago, President Obama issued an executive order that you should know about. This order gives an unprecedented level of authority to the President and the federal government to take over fundamental parts of the United States economy in the name of national security in the times of national emergency, as reported on beforeitsnews.com. The United States is still preparing for the arrival of Nibiru. This latest construction at the White House is a bunker that will also be linked to the secret transport electromagnetic rail system that links all the secret underground bases in the United States as well as other countries. 16th of April 2012, another 2 sunken cities have been located off India. This discovery is more proof that Earth goes through regular pole shifts. Not 32,000 years ago as stated in this video, but 3,600 years ago. These cities went below the waters as Nibiru came in close to the Earth and caused a geological pole shift. The video link is on my website endtimes23.com, and this video originates from YouTube channel Spaceship Identify. 5th of August 2011, a NASA employee speaks out about Nibiru planet+x. The whistleblower gives details about Nibiru and the 7 planets that are coming in with this massive object. He also warns of the shit this object is bringing in with it, and that our Earth will go through its tail. He also warns you need to be deep underground to survive this event, as reported on YouTube channel Muad'Dib, which is MUADIEP. April 13th, 2012. Warnings that concentration camps are opening across Greece. Soon tens of thousands will start disappearing behind barbed wire in new closed hospitality centres across Greece. What started in Greece will no doubt spread across the continent. Greece's democracy is frozen, with the main parties unable to win majorities. It's the same in many countries across the EU, with loss of authority has led to fracturing of the main parties. That plus blame all your troubles on the influx of desperate foreigners, most of whom are dislodged by NATO wars. The descent into barbarism is complete, as reported on beforeitsnews.com. And finally, April the 22nd, 2012, Spain is about to enter a full-scale collapse. Total Spanish banking loans are equal to 170% of Spanish GDP. That's the gross domestic product. Troubled loans of Spanish banks just hit an 18-year high. Spanish banks are drawing a record 113.3 billion euros from the ECB, the European Central Bank, up from 169.2 billion euros in February. Things have got so bad that Spanish citizens are pulling money out of Spanish en masse. 65 billion euros left the Spanish banking system in March 2011 alone. The full transcript link is on my website endtimes23.com, and this info originates from the following website, www.thetruthseeker.co.uk. Okay, my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to endtimes23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. The links are under this video, my friends. Also, all this week's news links are on my website endtimes23.com. Just click on the link under this video and go to the top left hand corner of the opening page and click on Informer News links. You will find all this week's news links under this week's title video at the top of the opening page. Coming up very shortly, more sightings of Nibiru coming in and what the establishment will do when this massive object is seen globally. Plus, has the arrival date of Nibiru been revealed in an alien crop circle? But first, into this week's breaking news. Welcome back, my friends. Lots of good news as usual in that breaking news segment. Coming up in the next segment of the show, more sightings of Nibiru. Plus, has a crop circle revealed the arrival date of Nibiru? And what will the establishment do when global sightings of this massive object occur? April 13th, 2012, live footage of the sunset in New Zealand reveals a red object. Is this Nibiru? As reported and filmed on YouTube channel Star 57 Man. 8th of April 2012, a dark massive object observed beside the sun, as reported on the following website www.ufosighting's2012.com. 21st of April 2012, strange object moves across the sun. Is this the moon or something more sinister? As reported on YouTube channel Mr. Toby Kenobi, 1979. 30th of March 2012, what is the establishment going to do when planet+x Nibiru and its components are quite visible in the sky for all to see, even without a red filter? This has happened on occasions with dramatic second sun sightings, when two suns rise or set to the astonishment of those seeing this event. But as a red filter revolution has allowed the common man to see the planet+x complex with their own eyes easily, the day will arrive when the complex does not need a red filter to be visible. Then what? It's clear the establishment plans to claim that planet+x just suddenly appeared one day, zoomed up and took everybody by surprise. Here's the lead in to the story. NASA has discovered that planets can zoom almost at the speed of light, and isn't that what the Zetas have been saying all along? March the 29th, 2012, sightings in France and Italy. March the 26th, 2012, Soho image shows object that most likely is in the planet+x. 24th of March 2012, sightings in Oklahoma and Alberta. 23rd of March 2012, a photo in Spain showed the tail wafting right to the left. This shows that the change and direction the tail posed more directly at Earth. To view this full transcript link, go to my website endtimes23.com. This info originates from the following website, http://postshift.ning.com. Then for June 2012, has a date of Nibiru's arrival been given in a crop circle message from an alien race? On YouTube channel Mr. Furling. This was a presentation by Mr. Jamie Musson at the 16th UFO Congress, and he decodes a crop circle, stating dates in between when something would happen. He says he doesn't know what it means, but we have to remember, he goes on, allow me to decode this for you. Well, it's actually a very close coincidence with the expected time of arrival of Nibiru, the 20th of May 2012. There will be an eclipse for 16 days after the arrival eclipse. Is Nibiru the reason again? Possibly. At 1:15 he says, new fire. He is referring to the Nibiru or destruction caused by Nibiru. Possibly, but I don't know. And then another date pops up, 6th of June 2012. Is this the time when Nibiru's effect would reduce? Probably. Then, in the second crop circle, which was close to the first, translates this is the return of Quetzalcoatl, or Kukulkan, translates into Mayan of the Messiah. The full transcript is available on my website endtimes23.com. This info originates from the following website, www.paranormal.com. And also I've posted a link to the YouTube channel, which is YouTube channel Mr. Furling. Okay, my friends, that's your lot for this week. I'll be back with you in a week's time with more fascinating information. So until then, this is your Informer signing off. Friends, see you on the flip side. Of Informer News. Coming up in this week's broadcast, more sightings of Nibiru reported and what the establishment is planning to say when this massive object is seen globally. And has the date of Nibiru's arrival been given in an alien crop circle? Plus the coming world conflict that will break out very soon. But first, into this week's news. What I believe is the world's biggest false flag event ever to take place on this planet of ours. The United States, Russia and China, I believe, have all agreed to create a devastating global conflict that will shortly be triggered in the Middle East. The reason this event is going to be staged is a distraction for the imminent arrival of Nibiru. April 10th, 2012, Russia is massing troops on Iran's northern border, waiting for a prepared and action plan in the event of an attack on Iran. Dmitry Rogozin, who recently was the Russian ambassador to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, warned against an attack on Iran. Iran is our neighbor, Rogozin said. If Iran's involved in any military action, it's a direct threat to our security. Rogozin now is the deputy. This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Monday the 30th of April 2012. Welcome along, my friends, to another edition of a Western attack. The Russian military anticipates that an attack will occur on Iran by the summer and has developed an action plan to move Russian troops through neighbouring Georgia and to be staged in Armenia, which borders on the Islamic Republic. According to informed Russian sources, Russia's Security Council head Viktor Ozerov said that Russia's General Military Headquarters has